Oh, shit. What's going on, all you teenage Frankensteins out there? PhatSamuraiGuy is here with my homie Cryptik Soul, who made this happen. That's right, representing real hip-hop and horror movies. We got two legends here in the house. Tom McLoughlin, that's right, the director. Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. And we have the man himself, Jason Voorhees himself, CJ Graham. That's right. You can't just say CJ Graham. You got to say Graham. You got to flex with it. You got to be badass. And oh shit! Somebody else is here. Somebody else is here. Surprise!
Surprise! Surprise!
Oh! Tom Matthews.
Does
Tommy,
the wife know you're here? Does the wife know you're here?
Holy shit! It's Tommy Jarvis. Tom Matthews, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well.
Oh, it's an honor to have you here. This is a big, huge surprise. We really appreciate you hanging out and stopping by and talking movies.
Thank you for joining, Tom.
Yes. Wow, this was unexpected. This is awesome. Look, we got the Movie Dojo Army showing up right now. Everybody in chat showing up, representing. Right now, here we go. We got Asian Movie Enthusiast says Jason Lives is probably his favorite of the franchise. That's right.
Wow.
People showing the love already. They're already showing the love. We're about to start the fucking ruckus right here. But man, surprise. Mr. Matthews showing up. This is awesome. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it a little bit. All right. So let's rewind a little bit here. So we're gonna be. It's hard for me to be professional right now because I'm kind of fanboying, to be honest. I'm kind of fanboying out. I got the poster of the movie in the garage where I work out so I can get buff like CJ Graham. That's right. Got the box set. Got the fig, son. That's right. I don't give a fuck. I'm an old man. I don't give a shit. I got the fig. That's right. Jason on the inside. CJ Graham representing. That's right.
Exactly.
Love the soundtrack.
I got my chain as well, just to represent, you know?
We got to represent our love for the franchise, man. We got to love it. But, you know, as much love as we have for the franchise, Part 6 is the best. I'm sorry. Part 6, in my opinion, well, actually me and Jay's opinion, is the most entertaining, thrill ride, fun, and it's one of those movies you can watch pretty much every day. You can watch it every day. I'm not bullshitting. I'm like, seriously, like, you know, the original you'll put on is like, well, this was great for its time. This was a, groundbreaking movie, but you can't watch it every day. This movie, you can watch it every day.
Well, Samurai, that was actually my intention. I said, can I possibly make a film that you just got to watch every day, like a drug? So I guess it worked. That's great, man.
Yes, and we are addicted to that drug. That's right. Oh man, but I gotta give a little bit of love to my boy Mr. Matthews here. That's right, my favorite zombie movie of all time, Return of the Living Dead, baby.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's Return of the Living Dead, baby. Love it. That's right. I gotta give a shout out to the man who's here hanging out with us. Still holds up, and again, another movie you can watch every day. Right. The greatest double feature of all time. Oh man, this is a lot of fun. This is great. So Tom, let's see here. Before we get, we're gonna build up to Part 6, baby. We're gonna build up to it. Let's get a little suspense here. Tom, let's talk about. I mean, you've been in the business for a while here. I did not know you were in The Black Hole.
Yeah, there I is.
There you are, right there, Star Captain. So how was it working on the set of this Disney cult classic we got going here?
Well, I don't want to, upset anybody who's a major fan, but when we were making it, we were all going, why didn't Disney, why did they not let George Lucas on the lot when he came here with Star Wars? Why are they now, all these years later, trying to do their Star Wars? which of course is much darker. It's very different, but at the same time, we were still living in that whole energy of the Star Wars franchise. So, we went in, everybody, did a great job. I was hired basically to choreograph the sentries and the humanoids in there. Nice. And then the director one day said, we're going to write a part for you to do, and we're going to create a scene specifically for you to do. And that's where Captain Star came. So it was really, quite a thrill, and it was great fun, doing that with the robots and all that. Yeah. So, me and a bunch of my friends who were still sentries, we hear they're going to remake it. So we're going to lobby, bring back Captain Star, bring back the sentries.
Yeah.
Another job in a suit. Why not?
There you go. There you go. And also, just for the horror fans out there, just to give a shout out, we got One Dark Night. You also directed Sometimes They Come Back. Mm-hmm. And you did a little bit of episodes of Friday the 13th, the series, and Freddy's Nightmares. Any stories about those directing those series episodes?
Well, real quick, much to my surprise, because I don't remember this thing, I've got a ton of fan mail today saying, happy 30th for Sometimes They Come Back. I guess, sometimes they came out 30 years ago when we made it. And, I had just done a movie for De Laurentiis called Date with an Angel. I saw how the whole company...
I auditioned for that, actually.
Did you really?
I did.
That's great. Oh, because I was Pam and
Basker. Yeah. Fern,
yeah. That's
right. Basker and Fern Champion, I think.
Yeah. And
your overall thoughts of the Friday the 13th series?
Me?
Yeah, Tom.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay. All right. Jumped off of Stephen King into that. Yeah. All right. The series. Again, being absolutely honest, I only saw part one, the original, which I thought was great. I'm a huge Halloween fan. I was fortunate enough to see that first day on Hollywood Boulevard with Yahoo crowd. So, it was a religious experience. You've never seen people jump out of their seats and, have a great time, other than The Exorcist, which was a whole different reaction with people throwing up, passing out, but those were the two granddaddies, of the genre. So when I was asked to do this, I literally had to go back and, look at all of them, to try to get some sense of where the genre went and if I could pull something together that was fresh out of that. So I tried to, do the mythology the best I could, put a sense of humor to the whole proceeding, and fortunate to hire really good actors, both obviously our Jason and the cast, headed by Tom. I was looking for people that were immediately likable and, that you would hopefully be rooting for and don't want to see them die. And I'm very fortunate that
Which
way.
is a rare thing in the genre sometimes,
Yeah.
It's like, okay, when is the slasher guy going to kill this person? I can't stand this person.
Okay. I sat in too many theaters with, dude, kill the bitch! Kill the bitch! I went, I don't want to make one of them. I'm sorry.
But yeah, Matthews, he was here below me. Did such a great job, my friend. You knocked it out of the park in the movie.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you.
And we did root for you. We were like, come on, Jarvis.
Well, the character is the character. It depends on a lot about how it's written, and that was Tom wrote him that way. So kudos to that, and the relationships, and you're rooting for both Megan and Tommy to get just a little bit of romance going on, so you wanted that to kind of continue and stuff like that. So
yeah, and the way Tom directed both of you.
Yeah,
I love the prison scene where you guys were like, all right, let's
think of a way
to break out. You guys had to made out a little bit, and then you were like, oh shit, we're actually making out. This is nice. Then you used your wits to break out. The whole movie was brilliant.
I rehearsed that scene before we shot it. I tried to rehearse that scene with her before we shot it a couple of days before. She wanted nothing to do with that.
You get one take.
That, Tom.
You get one take. That's it. But yeah, I know you. The other Tom. We're the director Tom. I'll do that. That way both of you won't answer at the same time. But director Tom, going back and revisiting all those other movies to prepare you for this one, which it's awesome that you did your research, because a lot of directors, they don't I don't really care about this franchise, but I need work. Fuck it, right? So it's nice to see.
I don't think he really did any. That was his life. He knows. He loves the horror genre. There's no research involved. It was just. he brought these elements that he's always been living with his whole life, and it's because he's a true horror fan and just loves the genre. So,
and I agree, and it shows on screen.
Yeah.
So how does it feel, Director Tom? How does it feel to be the man responsible for not just literally raising Jason back up from the dead, but literally bringing the franchise back to life at the same time? Because the fourth one, that was the final chapter. They said, this is it.
I know.
The fifth one was a disgrace and completely buried the franchise, in my opinion. I know there's fans of it out there. That's fine. You could be fans. We can all be friends here. But it is shit. But anyway, 6, part 6 brought so much life. You kind of saved the franchise. You know, did you expect that?
No.
Or you were just saying, you know what, I'm just trying to make a good kick-ass movie?
Yeah, I mean, and the key word, what you just said, is movie. I didn't go out to make a slasher film. I wanted to make a movie. I wanted Tom Matthews' character, Tommy Jarvis, to have an agenda, you know, from the beginning, what he wanted to see, and make sure the guy was burnt, gone, crisp, over, and, you know, circumstances, divine intervention, whatever, you know, satanic intervention, whatever. He fucked up, and he spends the rest of the film trying to fix the problem that he created.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Jason. I wanted to give Jason the agenda, which is all the great monsters, Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, all lamented that they would love to be dead. It was so nice to be dead. And I kind of took that same thing with Jason. I thought, he's peaceful. He doesn't have to go through all this shit he's gone through. He's not the deformed kid that got teased his whole childhood. And then this asshole comes and brings him back to life. So this dude's going down. And anybody in my way is going down too. So, you know, that's all building to this climax where, you know, basically it looked like he had drowned Tommy. And then Megan steps in, you know, ends up, you know, luckily chopping up his neck, killing him. And then, you know, little mouth to mouth on Tom Matthews, and he's back in business. And so it was, you know, I tried to have like an arc with it, and also have, as I said, a sense of humor.
Yes,
you know,
and I love it.
And I love screwball comedies, and like the jail scene that you brought up, that was all stuff from like the 30s and 40s character pieces, and these guys could pull it off, and that was what's so great. Certain actors can't do that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And we got chat right here saying, for people still doubting which is the best in the series, the 6 has the best script, best direction, best production value, and best acting, and even has a sense of humor and cool homages. Look at that. The fans know. They know what's going on. They know what's up, representing, showing up. Thanks again for watching today, guys. You guys rock. But yeah, let's talk to the man a little bit there. Graham, Jason Voorhees. Brother, how did you get into the business? And how did you get the gig? How did you get the part?
I owe everything to Tom McLoughlin, to be quite honest. You know, I was second choice, which is fine. I never considered myself even part of the genre until Tom gave me a shot, and things didn't work out for the person that took the part with the first dailies that came back, and got a call back from Frank Mancuso Jr.'s office, and 3-4 days later, I was down in Covington, Georgia, working with Tom Matthews and Tom McLoughlin, and to this day, I'm still humbly grateful for being allowed to. I mean, Tommy Matthews has got a resume as long as my arm, and 35 years later, have the pleasure of seeing him periodically at conventions, and his wife, Carla, and of course, Tom, you know, McLoughlin, the pleasure of the same thing. When I get a chance to go to Los Angeles, I see him. But if they hadn't given me a chance and believed in me, we wouldn't be having this conversation 3 decades later. So, you know, I always tell Tom, thank you very much.
Nice. I know you mentioned the first guy didn't work out. Is this the gentleman right here? All the paintball sequences, right?
Oh, that's CJ there.
That's me in that one.
Okay.
Yeah, but the earlier...
I love this scene, by the way. I love this scene. Just totally rips that guy's arm off. It was great.
Well, the only reason, to be honest, that CJ was in second position is because he was not a stunt coordinator. This guy, Dan Bradley, was. So for the production people, it was a 2-for-1. Yeah, you'll be Jason, and you'll make sure all the stunts are safe, and he'll do them himself. So when it didn't work out, then it was like, okay, fuck it. We're going to take the guy that really is a great Jason. We're going to bring in a stunt coordinator, and here, you know, CJ was doing all these stunts himself, which was just, you know, awesome. So yeah, it really worked out to our benefit.
Nice. CJ, were you okay when the was it Horshack from Welcome Back Kotter hit you upside the head with the shovel? That was a hard hit, man. Were you all right there?
To be honest, I didn't get hurt. I mean, Tom Matthews and we fought like cat and dog around that fire in that boat and underwater. But the only time I got a headache or saw stars was when he hit me with a shovel. And the object was, he was told by Michael Nomad and Tom and by me, go for it. I mean, the harder you hit, the less impact I'm going to feel because it will break better. And there were some stars. I mean, I didn't fall down, but I still remember that hit.
That was it, because I just rewatched it today, and I was just like, dude, it's like, what? Like right in the back of the head. Of course,
you did a good job. Since you really can't see my eyes or, you can't see anything rolling around in my head. It's the only thing I still remember, because I get questions, did I get hurt? Did I injury? And honestly, that's the only time I really took a whack where I felt it at the time. And within a few minutes, I had a little bit of a headache maybe, but otherwise, the fights that Tom Matthews and I did and the other ones that we did with stunts, I was pretty comfortable going through doors and walls and, lighting myself on fire. Was, the one thing about being hooked up in a cable and just waiting for the PSIs to pull you back was of experience. But you don't know what you're going to get, so you don't know what to expect. So when the cable, pulled you or jerked you, it was just airborne. Let your body go. I still remember Michael Nomad saying, just let your body go limp. And he was 100% right. So, he kept me alive, and he kept me pretty clean without bruises and any injuries.
Nice. That's when the sheriff shoot you.
Sorry, Tom. No. Sorry, Tom. Go ahead.
I was going to say that's when, CJ, you got shot with the sheriff, the shotgun that backwards. Yeah.
And they put me in the cable, and they gave me a couple of pulls just to get an idea, and then they set it for the right PSI for the jerk back. Again, me working with Tom Matthews, I mean, 96% of those stunts, Tommy was underwater most of the time doing all the fight scenes with me and breathing off the regulators. And then at one point, Michael Nomad came in for a couple different things, but almost all of it was Tom Matthews down there, give or take 20 feet underwater, breathing off regulators.
Man, but yeah, that whole finale action sequence with the flames surrounding the boat, and you guys are fighting, and you're fighting underwater, like that was pretty intense, pretty awesome. Mr. Matthews, how did you get nervous at any point? Are you like fuck it?
Yeah, look at that. That's Mike Nomad right there, actually.
Yeah.
That's the stunt.
I just want to show the stunt. I just want to show some of the craziness.
Yeah. So that was in Tom's swimming pool, right?
No, that is actually USC. Their Olympic pool there. The only thing that was actually in my swimming pool is when we chopped up his neck, because we couldn't put all that gook in USC's pool. But my dad was like, "Sure, come on down, make a movie in my backyard," because he was a USC film student as well. So this was all very cool for him.
Cool.
Were you nervous at all, though, Mr. Matthews?
No, I wasn't really. I mean, it was pretty well controlled. We were in a big pool in City of Industry, CJ and my stuff. The pool was pretty warm, and we just took direction, and the guys, the scuba guys were very professional, and we had our own oxygen lines and stuff. So whenever you wanted water, you just pounded your chest. I mean, oxygen. You just hit your chest, and they would come over, and you'd hold your breath.
Nice. So it's all safe. Everybody was good to go. Nice. That's pretty cool.
Well, as safe as it could be. Yeah. I mean,
safe as you could be. Yeah. Giving a little bit more love to CJ there. Boom, son. Hell Cop.
Yeah.
You were literally the best part of this movie in Highway to Hell. This design and this character of the Hell Cop with the badass. I mean, he's a cop from hell. Come on, how cool? How much cooler do you need to get here? And I loved your car in there, so I just wanted to give you a little shout out there that I did enjoy your character in that movie. But yeah,
there's an actor out there named Ben Stiller. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's got about 6 seconds in it.
Yeah, in the beginning, about the diner, right?
Yeah. His mom and dad are in it, bless their hearts, and his sister. But Ben has about 6 seconds cooking eggs and bacon on the sidewalk in hell.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. But yeah, the Hell Cop, man, if they ever make a action figure or statue of that, I'll probably pick that up too. But yeah, I loved you in that role. But let's talk a little bit about this here. So was this a fan film you made, or what's going on with The Vengeance here?
Tom, you want to tap on that?
Yeah, I got a phone call from these guys, and they said, "Look, we're huge fans of Friday the 13th, and we want to know if we can have your permission to do what you didn't get a chance to do, which is the story of Jason's father." Nice. And I said, "Yeah, man, go for it," because it was only a function that Frank Mancuso Jr. was terrified that if we left the audience with a sense that the next one might be Jason's dad and not Jason, because the end of 5 was, is it going to be Tommy Jarvis? And holy shit, that wasn't Jason. That he wanted to, make sure nobody questioned it, that we went out, on Jason and completely kind of, pushed aside the father thing. So these guys wanted to do that. I said, yeah, that would be great. And then I find out CJ's going to play the role. And I went, oh, that's perfect. That's fucking great. And then they said, you want to play the caretaker and be in the first scene with him? And I go, I'm there. Get me a plane ticket. I'm there. So yeah, it was a thrill. I mean, that was it for me, really, was just being able to do that scene with CJ. Nice. And then the rest of it, they just did, what they wanted. They made gore effects that you couldn't get, even a XXX. I mean, they had stuff that was
nice. All right.
Yeah, they really went for it.
And is that something we can watch now, or is that still coming?
Well, Vengeance 1 is out. You can pick it up through, and then YouTube, of course, has picked on it. But that's why I'm growing the beard right now. I've got about another 5-6 weeks before I shoot for a week or two to play Vengeance 2, which I'll be playing Jason's father, Elias Voorhees, in Bloodlines. So that's why I got all this silver stuff going on right now. See, Tom Matthews thought I was trying to infringe on George Clooney, but it's not. It's me, brother. It's me, brother.
So, Director Tom, I mean, would you be a part of the second movie, The Vengeance?
I don't know. Possibly. I mean, I have to see the script. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's already written and everything, and they're ready. They're gearing up, and I'm sure it's already cast. But I was in part 1, actually. My photograph.
Yeah.
And Tom, Tom also, worked on I really believe in just everybody getting credit what due. I'm not a independent. I mean, Tom Matthews, to be fair, was part of a fan film that was very successful, Never Hike Alone.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good.
So, I mean, to be fair, there's been a couple, 3 very strong films out there that have been put together by fan films, but at the same time, the quality of workmanship and the stuff that Tom McLoughlin was talking about when it comes to special effects. I myself, don't have the skill set, but to sit back and watch the quality of what they've done in quote unquote a fan film in comparison to the VHSs and what was done back in the 80s, they're really nice. They really are. They do a real good job of putting them down. And
the bar now is really high for fans.
Yeah.
With Vengeance and Never Hike Alone and Never Hike in the Snow, which is a 28.
Are we going to get any more, Tommy, in that series?
And Tom Matthews, he's talking to you, buddy.
Yeah.
So we'll do this. Tommy and Tom. How's that? Director Tom is Tom, and then Matthews is Tommy. How's that? We'll do that. Tommy, are we going to get any more of the Never Hike Alone short films, fan films? They're going to continue that?
Yeah, we're going to get
make any more?
It'll be another short. We're trying to put together probably 4. The big direct continuation of Never Hike Alone. It's called Never Hike Again.
Nice. So because that last one was so. Yeah, gotcha. That last one you were really good.
They did an incredible job. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the cliffhanger, you were like, no.
Vincent's a very good filmmaker.
Yeah, it was really good.
He really puts a lot of class and heart, and he knows this stuff far better than all of us combined. I mean, it's amazing how knowledgeable he is of the whole franchise and horror stuff. It's great.
Yeah, chat's talking over here. They're loving the Never Hike Alone series, but they were asking earlier. Graham, Mr. Graham. They were asking earlier. They're like, "We can get more vengeance." That's
yeah, and the shoot is going, and Tom Matthews is correct. I personally speaking, I know damn well they'd make a slot for him if he was able. I know sometimes when you're committed to other projects, it's kind of a thin line that he's got to operate around. But I've heard his name come up a few times that they wish they could incorporate Tom Matthews, because Tommy Jarvis is kind of the hero of all Friday the 13th because of his the way he handled himself, and still is alive to this day. But yeah, the part 2, Bloodlines, it's more of a continuance. The way I understand the script, let's say about 35% of it is directly focused on Elias Voorhees. So there's kind of a back and forth to give you an idea of the bloodline, the DNA, and as Tom McLoughlin put it, how he kind of possibly envisioned Elias Voorhees, tiptoeing in the backside, so to speak, of Jason Voorhees.
Gotcha. That sounds
the thing that Vengeance has to do is, I think they're waiting for that day when they can actually get Tom Matthews, because this next movie, just like the first one, the daughters are there, and it's like, wait, there's Dad's car. Wait a minute, where's Dad? Oh shit! And then they get in trouble, and they never get to Tommy Jarvis. He's still out there someplace. Are we going to see him at the end of this one? So they're sort of dangling this carrot. So and I don't know, what they have planned for the payoff of all this, but it's certainly in the air.
Yeah. Me and my wife, we both love the Jarvis character, and she's a huge fan of Return of the Living Dead. Also, there.
So
but she was like, Tom, "No, we got to see the rest." But yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, so Director Tom, can you give us a little bit more of insight on your Jason Never Dies?
Okay. It took me 32 years, I guess, to finally come up with something that I thought was different enough and didn't go off to, Jason Goes to Mars, or Jason Goes to Heaven, or Jason Goes to, Cincinnati. I wanted to still keep it at Crystal Lake, but I wanted to twist it a bit. And also the whole notion of, doing a Friday the 13th in the winter, in the snow and stuff. Vincent got there ahead of me. When we actually sat down one day and started talking, it was like, oh shit, you've written one of those too? And it's we both literally were doing it at the same time, completely unaware. And there's been other discussions about doing the thing with Jason in the snow. But I decided to kind of, literally put it into a very specific thing, which is a Thanksgiving Day retreat with all Catholic girls, teenage badass girls, and one nun who has to, keep them in tow. So it starts with her sort of being, the wicked one, and these girls being, as nasty as they can be, and they do some shit to her that's pretty incredible. But meanwhile, Jason, resurrects 13 years later from when I put him down. So it's sort of like a direct sequel to mine.
Nice.
There's shit in it that if you saw the first one, you go, oh, that's what he was leading to. If he didn't, it still works. But I wanted to put something in there for the fans, so there would be a sense of continuous for something that I'd set up in Jason Lives. So yeah, it's I wrote it with CJ in mind. I don't know how I'd ever figure out anybody else other than him doing it. And I tried to find stuff that were new types of kills that still, were intense, but kind of different because of the circumstances that they're in with the snow and all that. And then the one thing I wanted to do is something that hasn't been done, which is a chase across Crystal Lake. So that the girl's trying to go, and of course he's just steady as can be, coming towards her. So I just thought that visual of seeing a frozen Crystal Lake and somebody trying to escape Jason on the lake, So
yeah, I'm digging it already. I'm already. Can I buy the ticket? Can I
we haven't seen Jason on ice skate. You could be skating across Crystal Lake.
I'm down for that.
I'd pay to see that.
Yeah.
Oh man!
So would Tommy Jarvis be making a guest appearance?
Sorry?
Would Tommy Jarvis be making a guest appearance?
Maybe. I mean, at the moment, it's all women and CJ, which I'm sure he'll love. But yeah, it's it was sort of that thing of going for people who never heard of Jason before, 13 years later, and coming to literally the camp that's directly across from Crystal Lake, or Camp Crystal Lake. So I was trying to, in mind, the original, my Friday Jason Lives, everybody was very savvy about, oh, that's Jason. You know, we're going to play this card game about Jason. Oh, what if that's Jason? You know, so they all were aware these group of girls don't have a clue. You know, they've come in from another state, and this is all like, who the fuck is this? And what the hell is going on? So it's a kind of different circumstance.
Nice.
And this is meant to be set in 1999, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
13 years later from Jason Lives, right?
Yeah. Yeah, guys, don't try to do the timeline on these movies. I mean, there's so many theories about when this happened and that happened. And when they're writing them, and I was the same way, I didn't think about any of that, because from part 1 to part 2, it's like, wait a minute, you know, did this just happened? That, you know, I mean, he's a big guy in the Elephant Man head mask thing. And, you know, from that point on, everybody just sort of created their own version of this. And I just went in saying, you know, this is 1986. You know, this is the way they dressed. This is the music. We were really fortunate. Alice, you know, stepped up to the plate and gave us 3 songs. I mean, so yeah, I mean, it's really mid 80s film.
Nice. Nice.
You know, Tom, I thought about you today, Tom McLoughlin. I was moving hay in the barn, and you may or may not know, but there's these actual hooks that you grab to grab both sides of a bale of hay.
Yeah.
And when I dropped the hay, I looked at these hooks and I thought, man, these are a great weapon.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You're
This is a
absolutely right.
great weapon.
Hint, hint.
Yeah.
No, I was shocked. I looked at them and I thought, wow, you know, it's like you said, it's like grabbing ice with them almost. But I looked at them, wow, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I actually have something that's very close to that. That's in there. But
okay.
You know, you're in the exact ballpark.
See, you guys, he's taught me a lot. I do pay attention to Tom Matthews and Tom McLoughlin over the years. They are the experts. I'm okay with that. I'm just the talent stepping into my job, as they say. You know, move forward and take that heel, boy.
That's it. Love it.
Great minds think alike.
I got to tell you guys something. Today I've learned something, and I never knew in 35 years that, you know, CJ saw stars when that thing hit. He's never shared that with me.
Oh,
I've never heard that. I, you know, again, that's the kind of guy he is. It's like, you know, nope, that was fine. But I know what that's like, because I've had like one of those sugar bottles broke over my head, and I went, don't worry, it just smashes. Well, I got hit with the end of it, and same thing. I mean, I literally saw fucking stars, and I was like, please don't pass out. Please don't pass out.
Somebody asked me recently in a panel, and I had to think about it, because I don't remember anything. And, you know, sometimes things just pop into your memory going, I remember the dots, stars, whatever you want to call them. I remember the dots. I remember having a headache, and it dawned on me that he really whacked me good. He did exactly what he was told to do.
Was it like a pad on the back to soften the blow?
No, that was my head.
Great head.
That was maybe 1 inch foam, Tom.
Yeah, if that, yeah.
You know, in the hooding, that was my padding.
Man. Yeah, I mean, the handle's balsa wood, so in theory, you know, when you hit, it should just snap. But if you hit hard, that whatever that shovel part was made of, it can hurt. You know, it'll break, but it can hurt on the impact.
Speaking of stunts, since we're on that topic, the car chases and you know, the car stunts that were in this movie, any close calls, or those ran pretty smooth?
Those ran very smooth. Yeah, nice. I mean, we weren't. I didn't know. Going in doing car chases, underwater fights, all the stuff that, you know, having children in there. I mean, I did every taboo you could possibly do in a super low budget film, but managed to, you know, pull it all off. And the only thing I thought, well, what could I do different? How about a car chase with her in reverse? You know, so that was it. And then the humor where, you know, she says, get down, and we know where his head gets placed. So every guy's wet dream.
Yeah. Jarvis getting buried there. That was hilarious. That was really funny, especially when the dad, the sheriff, seen it, his head pops up. He's like, you motherfucker, I'm putting your ass in jail. You're going to jail, damn it. Mm-hmm. I don't believe in this Jason stuff. Oh, poor Sheriff later. He got bent in half. Oh man, that was a great. How'd you do that effect?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite deaths in the whole franchise.
How did you guys pull that off?
Not that I've seen the whole franchise.
Well, first off, we had 9 screenings for the Motion Picture Rating Board because they were out to get any of the movies that fell in that category of splatter film. And so they picked at things, and I kept losing, like the triple decapitation. You didn't get to see all the heads going. You didn't see the one cop when his head got squished. There was a piece of his brain that came up. That. I mean, you actually saw those heads go. And these guys were heartbroken when they saw the cut. But that was one of the ones they took out. But the thing they picked on more than anything else, the last thing that we fought out on the 9th screening was the sheriff being bent backwards. And I'm going, what the fuck? There's not a drop of blood in it. There's no weapon. It's just, brute force that he's doing. Yeah. And it's like, well, it's cumulative. It's like after all this, we get to this, and that's like too much. But it's an old gag I literally stole from myself. I did a comedy routine with Dick Van Dyke and Tommy Smothers in the mid-'70s called The Chiropractor. And Dick Van Dyke is on the chiropractor table. He falls off, and the chiropractor, Tommy Smothers, keeps going, grabs him, and literally has his legs go past his head. And, and he's looking at us, like a Warner Brothers cartoon. So I thought, well, what if we did that so it was painful, and that's kind of where that came from.
It's a great gag, and it was so easy to execute. And I was lucky enough to see it in dailies, and it just no music, no back-breaking stuff, and it was just in its pure sense, just painful to watch, even at that.
It still works though. The cut that lasted for the film, but with the sheriff, it still works. Yeah. It still works. Yeah.
It's literally 2 cutaways. One on Jason, one back on him. That's what we ended up sacrificing.
You got a fan question here, and they're asking, Bo's asking, do you guys consider that the most memorable death scene in the film, the sheriff backbreaking one, or is there another one you consider like better than that?
Well, that's my favorite one.
For me, it's my favorite kill because there is no blood and guts. It's just pure power. So when I get asked my favorite kill, that is my favorite kill. And I think the part Tom may have not told you is that, Tom may have created that, but there were 2 people involved in a hole. Mm-hmm. One guy leaning down in the hole with his head, the other person standing up with his ass against his back, and then pinned together to look like one person when they bent back. So there's 2 individuals making a really nice effect of power, and I love it. It was awesome.
Yeah, and the guys in the hole, his legs go up just the timing was great.
Yeah, it's badass. It's my favorite kill in the film.
But there was this hot 4-foot girl that was actually down in that hole too, that none of these guys know about. But that was the motivation, and kept it going.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Right in the mud.
Shout out to Mrs. Voorhees, Ruby, for sending us these photos. We got some behind the scenes exclusive photos here. So CJ, if you want to talk over these, what's going on here during the filming of the film movie we got going on?
That's just something that came from one of my cameras that one of the costume people were doing for me, and we're getting ready to do the fight scene. That's me, and of course that's at that point, is that you or is that Michael?
I can't really tell, to tell you the truth.
That's where I step into the back and light myself on fire and jump on them. But up to that point, there's different takes. So there's some of your safety divers standing around us and, getting ready to, around the outside of the perimeter there is copper tubing with, I believe it's propane that they light to make it look like everything's on fire. Then I step into it with gel and just kind of ignite myself.
Wow.
Yeah. You know what? It does look like my back.
Yeah, that's you. I'm pretty sure.
My back.
Yeah, isn't that Nomad down front with the sleeve of the shirt
with the tank top?
Yeah.
That looks like his hair because he had that surfer hair.
Yeah.
Nice. Get some more photos here. Exclusive photos. There you go.
That was just me getting ready to go to set when Tom McLoughlin added about 3 more kills, if I recall, at Griffin Park, and that was me getting ready to go on set. And the only reason I remember that is because Frank Mancuso Jr. was there, and he had this badass Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you remember that? I had to check that out.
Yeah.
So I was going to check it out before I was going to set. and this is Christopher Swift. To be fair, full credit. The scene with the maggots, that's Christopher's eye, not my eye.
Oh.
And he put all the makeup on himself, and they did I believe it's called a second unit shot with the maggots, and then somebody was there with a little Q-tip doing the maggot wrangler, keeping the maggots out of his eye.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, those Hollywood maggots get a little rancy after a while.
They like a lot of pay, dead bodies.
You got to control them.
Yeah. And they wanted a 3-picture deal on top of it.
Yes,
exactly. 3-picture deal. And this just happens to be when we're doing the green screen for the James Bond opening that Tom put together. Oh, and we were bored, so I was directing.
Love it.
Same thing. That's me getting makeup. That's one of the other people putting some makeup on me. This is once we got past the coffin scene, Megan head, as Tom would call me. That's me taking a break. I'm tired. I mean, Tom McLoughlin doesn't give you a chance to take a break. You just kind of crash where you can at the moment. And when they call you, you see I got my machete right above me just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to go to work.
Yeah.
That's right. Love it.
Same thing. That's us in the boat just kind of waiting. And that does look like Michael Nomad to the left with the white around him. So I think that first shot that we saw was, in fact, Tom Matthews.
Nice. It's awesome we get to see some of these behind-the-scene photos. Never seen before. That's really awesome. Yeah. So shout out to Ruby for giving us those. But
thank you.
Great cast in this movie. Great cast. Everybody did great.
Yeah,
I don't think I cringed once with someone's performance. Like everyone was really, really, really good.
And we had fun. I mean, when people say, of all the films you did, what was the most fun? And without a thought, it was this, because we were all kind of in and around the same ages. We were all down there on our own, crazy location. It was 6-day-week shoots all night, sleep all day. And I don't know, I wouldn't say it was a party atmosphere, but there certainly was a great spirit that the cast gave forth. And that, of course, affects the crew. They enjoy it as well when there's, high energy on the set. And it really was a, great experience.
Awesome.
Was there any bad moments?
The which?
Was there any bad moments?
Any bad moments? God, well, I mean, they kept taking away my Steadicam days. They kept taking away my crane days. The production manager, Don Behrens, who had done Halloween and a lot of things, I didn't know he was going to get this big ass bonus by bringing this thing under budget. So we came under quite a bit. So there was actually enough money left over to shoot 3 more kills when we got back here, which I didn't know. I was just like, oh, okay. What happened to it today? When I lost a crane or something. I got stuck in Atlanta, and and I just went, okay, fuck it. Another way to do it. And lots of times those restrictions actually help the creative process. You got to come up with something else in the 11th hour. And at the end of the day, it's like, is it about crane shots and Steadicam? No, it's, about the performances and what the story is and all that. But, as a director, you want all those, those tools, and those tricks.
Yes. So when I first watched this for the first time, and this happens, the James Bond, the James Bond opening, I was like, my mouth was agape, my eyes were wide open, and I turned over to look at my wife, and I said, "This is the greatest movie ever made." I was just like, okay, this is great. We got a sense of humor in this one. All right, this is going to be a blast, a lot of fun. And after that, it never let up on the fun or the comedy, but it did have some fun scares. It did have some great, really good cinematography.
The opening sequence kicks ass. It's just amazing that, the opening sequence. It's one of my favorite scenes. The whole sequence before the credits even roll. It's fantastic.
Yeah, the whole cemetery. Yeah, it was good, great. And that was all built in some field. The production designer just, figured out how to do this, gorgeous Gothic cemetery out in the middle of nowhere. So that it all has just a great atmosphere of like the classic old, Universal horror movies, which is what I was going for.
Yeah. Somebody in chat.
I also tell people a lot of times, watch the movie. Turn off the color. Just watch it in black and white, because that was another goal. I wanted this.
Interesting.
look great in black and white, the contrasts and stuff in it, and really kind of pushed, John Cranhouse, who was the cinematographer, to really do the light in that old-fashioned way. So it really is like a whole different movie watching it that way. It feels,
interesting. I might have to do that. I'll have to try that. Somebody in chat that's watching, they said, Director Tommy looks like a rock star. Well,
yeah.
There you go, baby. Are you still performing music with your band?
Yeah. Well, of course, we've not been together in like a year or maybe 14 months because of all this stuff. We had a tour of Texas and the states around Texas for last summer. We were supposed to finish the second half of our album. We had all kinds of great gigs. Everything, of course, came to a screeching halt. Everybody went reclusive. And next week, we're going to have our first rehearsal, finally,
Nice.
Raising the Dead, back from the dead once again, and see what happens. We got a couple of bookings that are, kind of sitting out there. Everybody's kind of waiting to see how many people are they going to let in. Most of the crew is, most of the band is new, again, kind of tentative. Got me. It's like,
look at that shot. Look at those abs. Iggy Pop, you got nothing. Iggy Pop, retire, Iggy. What is that? What is that? A 15-pack? You got a 15-pack there. Look at that.
That's from doing back bends on stage by doing, that just happened on its own. It's amazing.
I have one big gigantic ab. That's all I have. But no, it's awesome. You're still doing music.
I don't look like that now. I trust me. After a year of hanging around writing scripts and shit.
Yeah, but it's awesome that you're still going to do music, and Jay told me that you teach music also. That's awesome.
Oh, movies. I have film courses this particular semester that we have to do on Zoom. So one's film production and another is visual storytelling, where I make these guys make a film every week with their camera, which looks great,
Yeah, camera. That's fun. That sounds like fun. Well, speaking of music, we have two artists here, technically. That's right. We got Cryptik Soul. That's right. And Director Tom. Well, collaboration maybe in the future. We'll see.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah,
and speaking of collabing, you collabed with CJ, didn't you, Jay?
I got CJ to guest appear on the second album, if you remember CJ. Mm-hmm. And that's still going ahead. I'm still recording the second album, so when everything is done, I'll get the album out to everyone here. And
nice.
Yeah, let's enjoy. Rock and roll.
Cool.
Sounds like fun. All right, so let's get to when I was talking about cinematography. We went off talking about music, which is fun because I did want to highlight Director Tom as a musician. But cinematography-wise, this shot here has to be the most badass shot in the history of all of the Friday the 13th movies. This is my favorite shot. I wish there was a poster of this. I would just hang up the poster. I don't even need a title of the movie or nothing. Just this image right here. This is most most badass shot ever.
Yeah.
This is insane. Yeah. This is insane. CJ's looking like the shit up there. He's just like the man behind the mask. That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Flames below. Now, was this like totally destroyed after was this the exact same mobile home?
Yep. Same one.
The exact same one you used.
And you know how close we were to not getting this shot. If you look at the background, at the sky, the sun is coming up.
Oh, I can see that.
I mean, this was the last shot of the movie. I had this vision. I'd drawn this thing out. I wanted this to be, and we spent so much time fiddle fucking to make sure we didn't kill the stunt man on the stunt of the flying motorhome.
Right.
And that, and we had like 8 cameras on it. So whatever happened, we had some coverage of that. And then once it was like, great, he's alive, everything's okay. And then it was like, hurry like crazy to get this shot. And CJ's attitude up there is so great. And just that thing of, it's like the caveman standing on top of the dinosaur to me.
Yeah.
Like, I killed the beast.
Yeah, this is just, I hope CJ has a picture of this in his house somewhere. Because this is just amazing. This is really good. Yeah, more proof that this is the best movie in the series. I said, this is proof. That shot's proof is the best in the series, bar none. But yeah, I love shots like that. Those are it's just iconic. iconic. But yeah, there he is. There's Mr. Matthews right there, impaling, doing his thing. But yeah, fantastic opening. This opening is really great.
Yeah.
Really, really good. And you really went for that gothic look, right? Right in the beginning.
Yeah. Well, this kind of stuff, as I said, if you see it in black and white, it really is interesting.
The
colors are
really
very
interesting.
Much, kind of muted anyway. So it, but the contrasts are there.
Right. Copy that. I got some more shots here. Hold on a second. But yeah, Jay, any questions? Go ahead.
No, all I can say is I just love the death scene in the van where CJ just grabs the girl and just rams the head like right through the wall, and you see the outline of her face like on the other side.
This is a great above shot right here. There you go. I just love it. This is a great. I love that above shot. That is really great. How'd you pull that effect off?
Those shots were fortunate enough that those actresses and actors, including Tom Matthews, were underwater, trusted me, maybe too much, but they trusted me beyond to do what I had to do. Darcy let me take her head physically and throw it into a camera lens, and at my power, forcibly stop and at the same time throw it. Her and I fought inside that makeshift bathroom. She kicked the shit out of me in there with those legs. She just went to work. But going back to the stunts and everything with like Tom Matthews and I, when we were underwater that night, one whole night we were done with the shot. When we did this shot with Darcy, when it came time to do the above looking down where Tom was shooting, she was just an animal in there. I'm not going to lie. She just I got a good grip on her so I wouldn't hurt her. And then she just went crazy with those legs and stuff. It was seriously a nice job on her part. And then fortunately, nobody in the film got hurt because there are several times I physically took people and moved them a little bit, and including myself, nobody got hurt. And several of those shots, like Tom was saying, McLoughlin, that there was money left over. Well, we were fortunate. Going through the wall was one take. Going through the door was one take. Flipping that mobile home was one take. Because they're really, to set up a wall, Tom mentioned to me the cost factor to set that wall going up through the cabin was tremendous just to reshoot it and get it set again. So we got lucky in all cases. Nobody got hurt. I didn't fall down, thank goodness, and embarrass myself. So I think there was some positivity, and that kept us all going motivation-wise.
Nice. Yeah, but yeah, it's really great, memorable kills. I know. Studio, and they were like, "Nah, it's too violent," but still, you made it work, Director Tom. You made it work. Like it's great. I mean, you gotta love this. It's one of my favorites right here. Look at that.
Yeah, my
boom,
brother,
baby.
My brother Jim McLoughlin, who's a makeup artist guy, he made that heart. So I always say with a little bit of
Oh, nice.
Family fun. You make me a heart.
Yeah. But yeah, just great scene. That whole opening scene is just fantastic. This scene always cracked me up. Now, was this planned for every time Jason got up, it would be timed with the music score? Because it was a great scene. It was intense. But if you watch the movie, it's like he's down, and then it's all like, da-da! And he gets shot again, and then like it was always time. Was that on purpose, or it just happened to be kind of time with the music score? Him getting up.
That's Harry Manfredini who did all these, and the way he scored it. I was trying to do sort of the classic. They're dead. No, they're not. Which is usually at the end of the movie.
It's great.
And I just wanted to sort of like, is Jason playing possum? I mean, it's clearly not hurting him. You can't kill something's already dead. But it's like I just thought it would be sort of funny that he keeps blasting away and lays there for a second, and he's right back up again. So it's kind of always been that discussed scene. Did he really get hurt?
Great.
As far as I was concerned, no, it was all just kind of the fun of
the
genre. This is
I enjoyed
one of the tropes.
Yeah, it's one of our favorite parts. And Jason X, they tried to do it, but they kind of failed though. They kind of failed at that. Him kept getting up to the music. But yeah, it was done great in this movie. But it was hilarious, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, really a lot of great atmospheric shots in this movie too. Like just you got the humor and you got the fun, but there's some really dark moments. Got to throw in a few scares for the fans.
Of course, yeah.
You know.
It was always a horror movie, regardless. It just had a sense of humor about a lot of it. As did Tom's movie, Return of the Living Dead. A lot of great gags and humor in it. I've always meant to ask you this, Tom. When you guys were making it, did you perceive it more as a horror movie or as a comedy, or literally both?
No, it was. I mean, we played it just straight, hardcore, serious. I think that's what makes it so great. Return of the Living Dead. It's really a dark. It's truly a dark comedy because you're not laughing at the characters. You're laughing at what's happening to the characters.
Yeah.
So you just can't believe what's happening. I mean, I've never felt the scene where we have the yellow corpse and he comes alive and gets animated. And we let him out of the fridge, and he comes running out, and we're cutting his head off. I mean, I was like laughing my ass off, but at the same time, I couldn't watch it because it was so gross and gory. I've never felt that in a movie in my life. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, cranking my head back and forth. So, I mean, it was just laced with all kinds of great stuff, and there's so many moments and great one-liners and stuff. And I know we played it dead on serious. I had no idea it was a comedy, to tell you the truth. I had no idea that they were going to make it that way. I think
it's so good. Was it? Yeah. Watch your tongue, boy. If you like this job,
That was an ad-lib too, believe it or not.
Oh shit! It was an ad-lib. Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. Dan O'Bannon. I mean, it was my first big part in a film, and just a great experience again. Dan, he was so gracious. He was also the writer and director, but his first directorial debut, and it was truly a collaboration. I mean, every day to the set, we would come up with stuff, and that low budget creative energy. I mean, there's so much to say for it because you just have to wing it on the spot a lot of times, and it just creates these great moments and things like that. It adds a certain energy. A creative energy to the project. Some of these, $30, $40, $50 million budgets that they know they have their cranes and they have everything they need. It just gets kind of saturated, watered down a little bit. But
it's fantastic. It's phenomenal.
And we also on that movie we rehearsed for 2 weeks, which was huge. So the whole cast was, it looks very natural, but it was really well rehearsed. And then we went on top of that, and when we got on the set and just made it, tweaked made it a little bit better. But it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
And it was great. My character is such a great arc for an actor to play. I mean, to be a young, innocent punk rocker, and then slowly die, and then become a brain craving zombie, which is so much fun in an hour and a half, right? Just the arc of the character was so great.
Yeah. Shoot, we can have another whole panel episode just with you, Mr. Matthews, talking about the movie. Maybe we'll save that for a future episode. But Chance having fun over here.
I didn't get to see it until after I, met Tom and worked with him. So when he walked in, I had no frame of reference at all. He just came in and he was, Tommy Jarvis to me. I mean, instantly, casting,
we talked about that because a couple of years ago, I finally asked Tom. I said, me being in Return of the Living Dead, did that have anything to do with me? You guys bringing me in to audition for Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives? And he said no. I said, oh, I was always curious about that.
Yeah. No, you were just.
So I just lightning struck me twice actually.
Yeah, because there usually is that thing when you're casting, you try to get other people from the same genre so that the fans will go, oh yeah, that's the guy from But I literally was trying to find people that we had not seen before. Obviously, John Shepherd had done Tommy in the previous movie, but I thought, what I want to do with the character is so different than what John did with it. And Tom had all those skills as an actor. I mean, it was
still today. I have fans coming up and say, "I didn't realize you were in both movies."
Look at that.
There's like, wow, I love them both. I didn't realize it was because Freddie was more of a character, and it was, but
yeah,
and literally only shot a year apart from each other. I mean,
I didn't know.
Came out, and then we started shooting Jason Lives. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
and did it actually come out before Friday came out?
Did it come out before? Yes,
it did. Okay.
In '85, I think we came out in '86. Orion put a lot of money behind it too. They spent like $60 million in prints and ads and stuff. They had high hopes. It didn't make. I don't think it.
Yeah, it must be awesome to be the star of the best of both franchises.
Well, it was
nobody gives a shit about the Return of the Living Dead sequels. No one cares. They only love the first one.
As they should. And
chat's having a blast over here. They're like, make way for the Lord of Voorhees. You guys are awesome. Really loving this panel. This is fantastic stuff. Having all these badasses here. Send more cops. Send more paramedics. Yeah, chat's having a good time. This panel is fucking awesome. Really enjoying it. That's right. Oh, we got a Hellcop fan. There you go, CJ. Some Hellcop shout outs here. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know that the chat's enjoying the badassness here. Jay, do you have any other questions about for Mr. Matthews or anyone else?
You know, like we're kind of like 1 hour into this, and I'm still kind of fanboying out a little bit. So I'm still trying to.
That's why I'm doing all the talking here.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get a grip of like reality here. So.
It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, there's just so many good moments in this film. It is definitely my favorite. True. It's not, the thing is I am not alone. There's a huge, gigantic fan base. Everybody I talk to in the horror community, when we talk about Friday the 13th, pretty much 90% of them all say that this is their favorite in the franchise. There's no comparison. Like, look at that artwork. You still have fans today. Yeah, this artwork's amazing. You still have fans today that are showing love, to this film and all the hard work, props, and we thank you guys. Thank you for giving us something wonderful. And Return of the Living Dead as well.
I blame Tom. I blame Tom. I mean, it's very difficult to go into something, and you have to have. There's a formula, and you have to hit those marks, and to lace in there all the great Easter eggs and bringing all the horror from way back when, and then create a love story, and then create a likable characters, and the cinematography was beautiful. I mean, it looked like I landed part 6. So I went back and looked at 1 through 5. I got to 5 and I was terrified.
Oh.
It didn't look good. I didn't like the story. It didn't, it was questionable. So I was terrified. But Tom, kudos to you, man. You did a great job, and just the testament that people are still talking about it and coming up with some great artwork still from it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm just so impressed with what you guys, have done with the visions. It's like, shit, where were you at the time we were doing the publicity? I mean, it's images that are just incredible, with all the cast faces and the things they do with, Jason, and, and the fact that, and anytime there's like articles, they usually use that iconic shot of where he turns around with the spear, or the one like, holding on to the machete with the arm, so it's sort of like that's looked at as, okay, that's Jason. And I think it just happened at a time where that generation, maybe didn't see it in the movies, but caught up with it, on VHS or beta or, whatever we were doing at that time. And it's just never in a million years do you think it would have this kind of longevity. And probably bigger now than it was back in the 80s, the whole Friday series. Yeah, I
wouldn't doubt it. But just us as fans, we just wanted to say thank you to all three of you for all of the hard work. CJ, you are the fucking man. I can't wait to see you in future stuff. Keep getting them hooks, slinging that hay. Keep being a badass. Can't wait to see what you'll be hooking in Director Tom's future projects. Chat, all you badasses and horror fans and fans of film in general, thanks for watching us, all you teenage Frankensteins. And thanks for watching today.
Before we go, now I basically got into Friday 6th when I was about 14 or 15, right? And in school, my mind used to be somewhere else instead of focusing on the teacher and stuff. And I used to be, in the corner, just like drawing and stuff. And I actually found the drawing that I did when I was 15. And it was meant to be of CJ coming back like after when the propeller cut his neck and stuff. So I just kind of like, just drew Jason. So.
Oh, look at that.
Wow. That's great, man.
That's it at a young age. Cryptic Soul.
So if you see the paper is a little bit crinkled, and basically the teacher saw what I was drawing and saw I wasn't paying attention, ripped the paper out, threw it in the bin. After class, I just picked it back out, straightened it back out, and then just like put it into my collection.
Wow. Look at that. And you had it all these years. How awesome was that?
And then who would have thought, like on the second album, I would have got CJ to guest appear.
Very cool.
There you go.
That's great.
That's right. But again, it was an honor.
It's amazing how many people your movie has touched. It just inspired them, and for whatever field, I can't even tell you how many people come up at the tables in the horror conventions and say, I'm a makeup artist because of this. I'm an actor because of this. I want to be a director because of it. It's very inspirational. So again, Tom, thank you very much for having me be a part of it as well. It was just, it's been fantastic.
Well, Tom, you said the most important thing, because, when I teach directing classes now or production classes, I go, you know what? It's not your movie. And the second you start calling, well, the director wants this, right? It's got to come out. It's our movie. Everybody's got to feel that they are part of this, because it does not work,
It's absolutely.
And to have a group that everybody cared, added stuff. I mean, some of Tom Fridley's improv stuff was hysterical. You just have to say, look, they could come up with shit much better than I could.
Right.
Do it. The way CJ did things because of his military training, just, that was CJ. You can't direct that. It's like, you got to know how to do that. So it's that blessing of having the right group of people.
Well, it's also, Tom, I've worked with a lot of directors. It's also a director using the actors that he has, as opposed to making them, especially writer directors, making them to stick to a certain word or a certain way it was written, to let that go and let the creative juices flow. Because I've done plenty of stuff where, no, you've got to say this way, and it's, a particular way, and you can't add an extra line because they were working on it for years and years to get, but it's hard to let your baby go and then let someone else do their own thing. And that's the best way to do it. Let the actor bring their own, whatever they're comfortable in doing to the role. And you being able to recognize that. And it's just amazing.
Oh, it only makes the director look great.
Yeah.
And if you make bad choices, it's like the director's fault. But to me, it's never the actors. It's always,
It all becomes very organic, which is what you want in a movie. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Before we wrap it up, was there anything you guys want to say to your fans?
Best fans out there, the horror fans, man. They just keep on coming. They're like a swarm of bees, baby. They just keep coming. The three of us are going to be at the band's going to get back together and for the Love of Horror in Manchester in October. So if anybody's out there, come out and see us.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
I have a very fortunate thing that I'm finally getting back onto the horse in about 2 weeks. I'm going down to Tampa, Florida. Dan Merrick, who created Blair Witch, I'm sure everybody knows Dan's work. Mm-hmm. He created a series called The Black Veil, which is all Southern Gothic. And of course, when I heard about that, I went, wow, can I get involved with that? And they go, yeah, absolutely. So he's got Jeffrey Reddick, who created the Final Destination series, a bunch of directors and stuff. And we're all doing these half-hour, Southern Gothic stories.
Wow.
So finally, back after 10-year hiatus, most of it all being rock and roll, to get back and write and direct something with a heavy theme of racism, but done in a slightly different way, and a scare element that I think it's going to hopefully haunt people's nightmares for time to come. And I've been fighting like crazy to get the right makeup effects person to go in and create this thing. So it's fun,
nice.
And it'll be, obviously very low budget, 5-day shoot kind of thing. But I'm hoping at the end of the day, it'll be part of a package of you know, these really kind of
that
cool.
sounds amazing. That sounds great.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm
Good luck with
excited.
that.
Yeah. So before we wrap it up, chat over here is saying, giving her love. They say, thanks for an awesome movie. You guys rock. Thank you for creating such a great film and sharing with us. Thanks for an amazing movie. It goes on and on over here. They're just showing their love to you guys. But yeah, this was a blast. This was an honor to have the 3 legends. We had 2 legends, and then the third one just said, no, motherfuckers, I'm coming too, damn it. I'm coming to hang out with the party and talk about the best in the series. And this was a great. You guys are always welcome to come back here, make this your second home. We're going to come back here and just talk film. Could be any genre, or plug any future projects. Make this your second home. So you guys are always welcome to come back here to hang out and talk. And again, looking forward to all your future projects coming out. Chat, Movie Dojo Army, horror fans, Teenage Frankensteins. We'll see all you badasses next time. Take care, guys.